Hello and welcome to this video astro alert for Thursday, July 11th. And of course, I'm here to talk about what else? The Grand Water Trine that's going to sort of rise up to yet another level of flow this weekend on Saturday when Mars enters Cancer and really heats things up or kicks things up to a yet another notch. And while that may seem a little overwhelming to hear when you're considering how much has been going on and how potentially overwhelming this time is for people, to have yet another wave of energy increasing this, I'd like to present it to you in a way that I think will I'm going to illuminate the good news piece of it, because the challenging news piece of it is, yes, Mars is active. Mars brings a lot of energy to any picture, and of course, his, participating in this Grand Water Trine is going to kick things up to a new level. But let's take a look at it in a way that I think will be comforting to you. So, any patterning that's happening in astrology out there is really just a reflection of what's happening inside of us. If it's happening out there, it's happening in here. And that's the value of taking a look at astrology. And a Grand Water Trine, if you've been following these posts, you understand that it's about increasing our access to and our ability to navigate life through the feminine principle, which is really important these days because we're living in a time where the patriarchal masculine principle has dominated for thousands of years. And in order for us to come into balance, in order for peace to emerge in our world, one of the things that has to occur, the primary thing that has to occur, is that we all have to become more graceful at embodying the powerful feminine principle. And water is a perfect sort of exemplary archetype of that feminine principle. At first, we might get overwhelmed by all that fluidity and flow and emotionality and the sensibilities that come up when water is present. But we do have to learn how to navigate water profoundly. That's what the opportunity is of this time. I'd like to just sort of give a little review of how this thing has unfolded and the perfection of the order in which the various fast-moving planets have created this opportunity, because it's happened in a really elegant order, much like a recipe. I'm not a baker, so I don't really know how to bake. But I do know that baking is a chemical process that is dependent upon the right ingredients in the right order, creates the magnificent thing that you get to enjoy, at the end of the meal. And there has been a recipe in this Grand Water Trine. It started with Mercury. Mercury was the first to enter the fray, and Mercury is the mind. We love that Mercury started this off because we move through our lives via our minds, and so the mind started this process saying, what can I be aware of here? What do I need to understand about life that is about to change very dramatically? So Mercury starts. Venus followed up, which means that love entered the picture right away. Yay for Venus being the second planet involved in this. Then of course the Sun came into Cancer, bringing our consciousness into the process. So now we've got our minds, our hearts, and our consciousness engaged in this process. And what does Mercury do? He turns around and goes retrograde. Yay! I know that Mercury retrogrades are uncomfortable, and believe me, I've been having my own challenges with this Mercury retrograde. But we're blessed to have this happen because the mind, that part of our mechanism that guides us, is saying, okay, this is so important, I'm going to integrate here. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to knit into the fabric of my consciousness everything that I'm learning, everything that is expanding in my consciousness. Of course, the new moon happened in Cancer, and that meant that our conscious, unconscious new cycle was going to start off from this place. That's great. And Jupiter came into the fray recently, and Jupiter brings all things yummy. Jupiter's about abundance and prosperity and good fortune. So not only is that good for this cycle that's so challenging that Jupiter's making it a good thing. Jupiter moves slowly, and Jupiter will be in Cancer all year long till next summer, meaning that as he continues to activate these Cancerian points, we get the benefit of abundance and prosperity consciousness as lingering as we expand. So this overwhelming flood of energy is actually going to be carried for the next year by Jupiter, allowing us to receive the benefit of this time. So Mars is the last planet to enter Cancer in this 2-month process. This is good that Mars came last, because Mars is the masculine principle energy archetype that we experience on a personal level, and that's the archetype that we want to sort of sensitively meet the feminine in balance, right? So we sort of said, our consciousness said, hey, okay, Mars, you come in last. We're gonna get the way prepared, and then you can come in so that you can be in balance, because the masculine principle has a tendency, especially these days, to grab and grasp and sort of rile up, to in objection to the fact that the domain for the masculine is changing so dramatically. Mars also rules the physical body. And I want you to think about this in 2 ways, because this is going to impact some people on a purely physical level. And if you're one of those people who is having physical sort of symptoms about this right now, Mars entering this pattern may increase that. It's also going to increase the healing that's possible. As the body's archetype enters this flow, the body is then ready to receive the benefit of that flow. So if that's you out there experiencing physical responses to this big energy, Mars's presence can be both a little bit more overwhelming, but also really it's now then an opportunity to heal is present as well. Mars also represents the physical body in a more esoteric, conceptual way. Here's what I mean by that. We move through 3-dimensional time and space in a body. So Mars rules that body. So Mars rules our presence in 3-dimensional time and space that we operate through chronology. All right? So on the one hand, that's physical. On the other hand, it's conceptual, that I am here now. There's that idea that gets tossed around out in the New Thought community, time is an illusion. And it's true, time is an illusion, but it ain't so illusory when it's, Tuesday at 3 and I've got an appointment, We operate through time. It's our bodies, our Mars consciousness, that is the archetype of that thing, that we move through time, that we're in a body, that we are here, present, now. And so with Mars coming into this Grand Water Trine as the last archetype to join the mix, the recipe is now complete. And we are all in. So I'm gonna predict, that Mars's entry into this Grand Water Trine is a very good thing. Yes, it's going to change the lay of the land a bit, and I gotta tell you, I don't know how it's going to change the lay of the land. This is brand new territory. I think that it's going to be different for different people. I think it's unbelievably significant and powerful at the level of consciousness, so I celebrate it. I'm excited for it myself, and I'm excited for it for you, even if you're one of those people who's feeling overwhelmed right now. Trust me, this overwhelm that you're experiencing is for your benefit. It is for the growth of your consciousness. It is a magnificent thing that is happening. And if you need a little support, you know where to find that. I hope, I trust, and certainly I am one of those places, and keep checking in, because I'll keep putting out astro alerts and videos and articles and whatnot to be of support to your journey. On the 17th of July, Jupiter is at the point in Cancer where he begins activating the Grand Water Trine, and that's going to be sort of a marker moment. So that's in about a week from now. And then just a few days after that is July 21st. Very big day. Mars and Jupiter meet up in Cancer. Mercury goes direct, and I will absolutely be back before then to talk about that moment with some more clarity for you. And then by the time we get to July 23rd, the Sun moves into Leo, and boy, I think we can probably call this Grand Water Trine over at that point, and the Sun's entry into his ruling sign of Leo, fiery, warm, lovely Leo, I think you're gonna be washed up to shore, and hopefully in a brand new, beautiful landscape that you're going to love being in. Thanks.